Hey everybody, and welcome back to the AETHRA Films YouTube channel. So today we're going to be covering the art of film editing and how you can master it. So I've been editing for a little bit over 5 years. It all started when I was younger, creating GoPro videos and just kind of having fun with it and experimenting. Eventually I moved into Premiere Pro, and that's where I've been working for the past 5 years. Editing YouTube videos, editing social content, short films, ads, and all of the above. I want to share a few tips that I've picked up and sort of the fundamentals that I've learned over those 5 years of editing. So mastery is a tough word. It's usually defined as a craft that you put 10,000 or more hours into. So the goal that you want to get to is forgetting about all the fundamentals, all the keyboard shortcuts, and everything that you do physically with your hands within the software. You want that to become second nature. It's like playing a video game. When you're playing Call of Duty, you're not thinking about moving the analog stick forward or pressing R2 to shoot or aim. You're not thinking about any of that. It becomes second nature and it's very comfortable. And it's the same thing with editing. You want to move throughout your editing program like it's nothing. You want to know the keyboard shortcuts. You want to memorize them. And you want to build that muscle memory so you can think about something in your head. Let's say I want to move this clip over to the right, replace it with this clip, and then cut it down by a few frames. You don't want to have to think about how to do that, like the steps to do that. You want to get to a point where you can automatically do that and quick. You want to get fast because you don't want to be wasting too much time in the editing process. It should be a quick thing, and you should be focusing on the art form and the story of your video. So you're going to learn how to become fluent in the language of film editing. You won't even have to think about what you're doing on a technical level, and you can just focus on building the stories and building out sequences. So let's dive into some tips that you can use to just get faster and more fluid in your editing program. So number one, J and L cuts. So J and L cuts bring fluidity to your edit. Sometimes a hard cut is just so harsh. So here's an example. To master something, you have to put 10,000 or more hours into it. That's a lot of time. And you want to make sure that what you're mastering is something that you truly love. So that was without any kind of J or L cut, just straight cut. And now I'm going to show you the version of that has a J cut. And you'll see how much more fluid and professional it seems. To master something, you have to put 10,000 or more hours into it. That's a lot of time. And you want to make sure that what you're mastering is something that you truly love. So to add a J or L cut in Premiere, you're going to want to go to your cut. And then you're going to want to select both clips with their audio and unlink them. Then go a few frames to the right or left, depending on if you're doing a J or an L, and cut the video clip. Then you're going to want to relink the audio and video so everything syncs and you can continue cutting and editing with ease. And there you go, you have a J or an L cut. These will definitely add fluidity to your edits and make your edits look a lot more clean and professional. So the next tip is very important, and it might be the most crucial thing in this video. So you're gonna wanna master your program's keyboard shortcuts. I try to move away from using the mouse and move into using your keyboard. You wanna be able to make changes as fast as you can think about them, and that's where you wanna be. You want to be able to stick more to your keyboard and move around your timeline seamlessly. This will help your editing and improve your speed so much. So speaking of speed, you want to go as fast as you physically can without making mistakes. So don't just move through your edit slowly. It's fine to do this once you're kind of mastering the basics, but once you have those basics down, those fundamentals, you want to go through your edit and move as quickly as you can, because this will compound over time and eventually you'll be moving very fast through your edits. So just try to push yourself to go faster as you're editing. Something I did is turn my mouse sensitivity up to 100, so maxed out. And at first it seems really weird and it's not very practical, but as you get used to it, you'll be able to move across your computer screen with ease, just with a tiny movement of your hand. And it just trains a little bit more finesse, and it's something that I would highly recommend. So the next tip is use the Ezra Cohen workflow. So I recently took Ezra Cohen's Happy Editing course, and I can say that it's improved my editing speed by at least 40%, and just improved my editing a ton. It's changed how I look at a project. It's allowed me to kind of view each project as the client would view it, and this has helped me with not having any revisions on projects and just delivering a final video and having clients that are happy with the video as it is. But the actual workflow that he teaches is really helpful for editing in Premiere Pro. So this is the workflow. Bring all of your footage after you've shot your project into Premiere. Bring all that footage into a timeline and name that timeline all. So this is all your footage. And this is gonna stay there and you're not gonna touch it. So as your project gets more complex and as you start to add things and graphics and audio and everything like that, you're always going to have your library of footage. So nothing will ever go missing and you won't have to worry about missing out on a certain shot. So you're gonna duplicate that all timeline and create a new timeline and call it selects. So you're going to go through the selection process. So Ezra Cohen teaches that you should just raise each clip onto the next level of your timeline and trim it down to the select portion that you want. So go through, take your time with this, really kind of try to enjoy this process, put some music on in the background. It can be boring, and I used to hate grabbing selects, but this process makes it a lot easier and definitely enjoyable. So the clips that you really like, you're going to put 2 up from the base layer on your timeline. And the clips that you like, you're just gonna put 1. Everything else, the clips that you're not going to use, you're going to grab those and select all of them, and then click Ripple Delete. This will delete all the gaps, and you'll have a clean, concise timeline of all your footage. Next, you're going to make a principal timeline, and this won't have any footage on it. It will be a clean slate, and this will be your main working timeline. So you're gonna use a technique called pancake editing. So you're gonna wanna have your selects on the above timeline. And then below that, you're going to have your principal. And you can drag music into your principal, or if you have an idea of how you want the video to start, you can just start to drag clips from your selects into your principal timeline. This will make your editing workflow much cleaner, much faster. I would highly recommend doing this. So my last tip is to use L and J for playback. So L plays your timeline forward, and if you click it again, it plays it faster. And if you click it again, it plays it faster. So this is just a great way to move through your clips very fast. You don't want to necessarily watch everything in real time, and you'll save a ton of editing time by just clicking L like 4 times and scrubbing through a clip super fast until you get to a part that you know you're going to use. I would highly recommend taking the Ezra Cohen course. I know I've been fanboying about Ezra Cohen in these 2 videos that I've made for AETHRA Films, but he really is a great creator. And like I said, the Happy Editing course changed my editing for the better and just improved it by an insane amount. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below what type of video you'd want to see next. Like the video and subscribe if you're into filmmaking and editing and all of that. And I'll see you in the next one.